If you take no other lesson from season 3 of White Lotus, remember this. Women and children will always pay the biggest price for broken, sick, twisted men. Okay? Like, whether you're dating them, married to them, whether it's your dad, your brother, your son, that friend, that coworker, when you enable men, you try to help them, save them from themselves because of patriarchy and the power structures and all of that stuff. Anybody who is like trying to heal men, you will pay a price, and it will always be bigger than his, or it'll be the same as his, but it will never be less, unfortunately. So linking yourself to a man, you know, even if it's like letting one move into your home because you feel bad for him, even though you would never do that for a woman. Please pause, because who we should really be taking notes from is Belinda. All the other women who were linked to men were in so much danger. Now, I already did a deep dive on this couple days ago about how much I can't believe people think this is love and are rooting for them, because this is literally such a toxic relationship. They're both self-destructive, but he's just like super selfish and reckless, and she is super codependent, for lack of a better word, and her identity is around healing a broken man, and she feels good about herself in relation to how sick and twisted and awful he is. But honestly, if he started doing really well and was like healthy, she'd probably be bored. Right? Not because women don't want men who treat them well, but women stuck in a pattern like this, and I've been in this, is that whatever it is that makes her feel like she doesn't deserve a man who is like grown and doesn't infantilize himself and act like a stupid baby, and then also depend on you for everything, talk down to you like you're the child, but you're the child who is taking care of him. You know, like it's like these men will parentify their girlfriend, you know, like the same way she probably had a dad who did this to her, so of course she's going to take care of this man, right? But she gets something out of this, and I've already done a whole deep dive. Please go watch that whole thing, because I don't want to go back, and it's a very personal story. It's like one of my most personal stories I've told in a long time. But I am telling you, we have the male loneliness crisis. Don't care about that. What we have is a male entitlement crisis and a male like refusing to deal with their patriarchal conditioning. But what we also have is a female loneliness crisis based on us self-abandoning. We have a self-abandonment crisis of women, because that is what we have been assumed that is what we've been taught to do, right? And it's not always to serve men. Sometimes it's to serve fill in the blank. But we are the people who take care of everybody and martyr ourselves. And if you don't martyr yourselves, people hate you. Which brings me to Belinda. Now, there's a whole component of this that Black women can speak much better on, and how, the tropes of like mammy, and how people like hate to see Black women resting, not working, not serving, not martyring somebody, right? So I think this ending really triggered a lot of people. And people keep drawing this equivalence between Belinda and her. Not the same. Not the same. A super duper rich white woman screwing over a Black woman that she promised a business, like to be, help her with a business, is not the same as Belinda being like, you know what? I just met you. I'm really, you're really nice to me. It felt, like this man was so nice to her and like, loved on her and was really kind. But at the end of the day, she doesn't know him. She doesn't owe him anything. And if you understand patriarchy, and then also you have the additional element of being a Black woman from the United States who has so much against her already, that like the last thing she needs is some dude who could end up being a hobosexual. You know what I mean? Some like connecting her money and her business to some man she barely knows that also ties into love. No thanks. I love that she just rode off into the sunset on a boat with financial security, and even demanded that her son and basically the world let her rest for a minute. Wait, hold on, I'll do the business. Let me just enjoy being comfortable for a minute. I loved that. But I love the fact that she did not bring this man with her, because this is a huge liability, okay? So this is not the same as what she did at all. And it's really annoying seeing everybody you can't, the same way, anything that men do, you can't be like, well, when women do it, it's the same. It is not. There is power that is so, like, this woman has way more power. Her helping out a Black woman in terms of starting a business and forming a partnership together and her putting her financial power behind that, which she probably should have done a long time ago, and probably would not be so miserable if she hadn't been maybe hoarding wealth. That's not the same as Belinda not wanting to bring this man along. She doesn't owe him anything. He was just like, oh, like supported her ideas. Well, later, these are not the same at all. But I just love this. Bye. No, she's got her family. She's taking care of herself. She's gonna rest. She still has to worry about this man coming and unaliving her at some point. He wants to get away from that island and that Gary. But I hope women pay attention to this storyline. You know, I really think, I don't know it was probably intentional, but Mike White was making a big point. Most of the people on the show are a mess, okay? But all the women who were linked to men were in constant danger because of those men. I mean, we got this man right here who literally tried to poison his entire family, except for this kid, and then this kid ends up being the one poisoned. Oopsie! Forgot to clean out the blender with the poison in it. Which makes so much sense because, of course, this man would try to annihilate his entire family, minus the son, because the son was the only one who didn't put pressure on daddy to make money. It doesn't surprise me one bit that this man didn't think to clean the blender. I mean, even if he wasn't a rich, entitled prick who kept trying to literally take the lives of all of his kids, even if he wasn't... even homosexuals would do this. Just leave it out, you know, she'll take care of it. But even Lachlan, you know, little brother, the lost child that people forget exists. This dude is so lonely. But honestly, I'm really glad. I mean, her storyline is fun. But like at the monastery, he was still having to parent this teenager. Like she decided that she didn't want to do the monastery. She wants the money, right? She wants the comfortable, soft life, just like her mom. She's gonna end up being just like her mom. But I do love that she at least was like, no, you can't come on my adventure with me because I know I'm gonna end up taking care of you, you know? And I hate that he was just so hurt by that. But at the same time, this is the position that sisters are in all the time, especially older sisters. Especially an older sister who's been like beat up by her older brother constantly. Maybe not physically beat up, but he's very rough with her, makes fun of her, and is also like incestuous with her. But she also is burdened with taking care of the younger brother. She doesn't want to fall into the hands of the influence of her older predatory brother. So she almost martyred herself for little brother, but she didn't. Again, she's a whole, I could do a whole video about this Ratcliff, and let me know how much if you want me to go into this family more, because I have a lot to say. But this little brother who's lost, who's abandoned, who's ignored, the only person who takes care of him is his older sister. I'm glad she set a boundary with him. But this kid, he's probably going to end up in like an abusive relationship, or he might end up being an abuser at some point. If this kid doesn't get therapy, he's going to lead a miserable life. But I think this show is actually pretty accurate because they're actually going to be fine. Her reputation will be harmed. Dad'll go to jail for a little bit. Like they're never going to not have money. Okay? Financially, they will all be fine. He's probably going to go back to preying on women, just being an entitled prick. She's going to end up just like her mom. And he is going to be the lost child who is probably it's not going to go well for him, but he probably will always have money. She will always have money. She probably has her own money, even if, you know, her husband, like, whatever. For him to do this whole speech at the end, again, it's all BS, y'all. You know, we're a strong family. Family. Nothing more important than family. Although I literally almost unalived all of y'all because my ego is actually more important than any of you. But now that I've decided not to, because I feel a little bad that I almost, like, you know, my son. Just stick with me while I take you through the ringer and humiliate you. And we're going to be talked about. We'll probably be shunned from society for a while. Like, they're going to be fine. And the only person who's probably really going to suffer from this man's consequences, other than him maybe going to some white collar prison for like a little bit, is her. Her reputation is like, for white women in the South especially, image management is everything. So her image is going to take a huge hit, which is why she was like, I don't think, you know, it's not just a comfortable life. She doesn't want to give up. It is also being perceived as like a queen, her being like at the top of the hierarchy for women, right? She's at the very top. She will never be as powerful as the white men, but she's as close to the sun as she could be. And she will never go out of his orbit because she doesn't want to give up everything she gets with this. But because of that, her reputation, you know what I mean? Like, just think of the Clintons. I don't really want to talk about them, but that whole thing, who is the one who was humiliated? It was not Bill. It was Monica and Hillary. So maybe she'll leave him and marry someone else. She doesn't want to deal with this crap. But her husband will find another, probably a younger woman, if she leaves. Like, whatever. I'm just saying, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. And also, he has done something to those brothers, because the way those brothers looked at each other when he was like, you know, we're a family. We've been together. You know, we survived everything. No trauma. And the brothers looked at each other like, what did you do to them, huh? It couldn't be this messed up if you were actually, I know the mom is enmeshed, and that's a huge problem. I made a whole video on that. But what did you do? What did you do? Also, very accurate. All these guys, these criminals, they nothing happened to them. You know, Lori was like a little traumatized by her hookup with that dude. And then all of them left the island, and they've got 3 new blondes that they're, you know what I mean? Nothing happened to them. But those 3 women hanging out with these dudes, they paid a price. Any woman or ladyboy who crosses this man's path is going to pay a big price. Like, this guy, he is such a mess. And he will probably relapse again, you know? I mean, he's like that night out on the town, now we understand why he usually drinks tea. And then here's Rick feeling all morally superior. Oh, he's evolved. He didn't do the thing to that guy. I'm telling you, this is also a lesson. Men who are like, you know, seem to be in like recovery, if they do not have super strong, solid recovery, they will end up like this, like that. And again, women will always play the biggest price when these men relapse. This guy, you know, did one thing, which was not like unalive his dad. And he's all proud, like, oh, I'm an evolved man. I got that weight off my back or whatever. And what does he do? He becomes a literal mass pew-pewer and unalives the woman he couldn't stand until she was dead. And again, I don't care how much these broken men, these self-hating, self-destructive men, I don't care how much they tell you, don't worry. No, I make videos all the time about how reckless and dangerous men are, how don't ever follow them into the wilderness unless you know for a fact they are really, really good at assessing the emotional needs of people, and they're really thoughtful and empathetic. They will literally get you dead. Okay? He's all like, I told you had nothing to worry about. Like, she doesn't even know what he was into with what's his butt. She doesn't know that he was like doing lines like she doesn't even know what all he did the night before. He just showed up on the beach and she's like, oh my God, I love it. My life is bad. Of course I was worried. I love you. No, you don't love him. You are entangled with him. You have like an ego kind of trauma thing tied to him. You cannot love a man that you pity. You cannot, did you hear me? You cannot love a man that you feel sorry for, that you pity. That is not love. If you pity the man that you're in love with, you need to go get help for codependency or whatever, because that is not love. That is not love. That man is your child. You can love a child like that, but you can't love a man like that. Then she gives this whole speech. I wasn't really all that too worried, you know, because she throws this term out there. Do you know what that means? So again, even though he talks down to her like she's a child, she talks to him like down to him like she's morally superior all the time, right? Do you know what that means? I am more spiritually evolved. Can I share with you so that, you know, I can continue to make you a better man? It's like, yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay. It means you have to brace your fate, good or bad. And at this point, we're linked. No, you're not, honey. Just you could walk away. I know that it's easier said than done, because this isn't even like, even though there is a huge age gap, and I believe he targeted her and preyed on her because she's so young. You know, technically this is not like an abusive relationship, but it is on the border of that, because he talks down to her, he negs her, he doesn't like her. He treats her like crap. So, you know, on some level it is abusive, but he's not like, she's not financially totally bound to him. She's not married to him. She's not baby trapped by him. So this is one of those gray areas where she could leave. And I've been in this situation with a broke man instead of a rich one. She won't, she's with him because she's getting something out of it, even though it's super painful. It's not rewarding. It is very self-destructive. but her ego and like she's getting a sense of moral superiority, feeling needed, healing someone, feeling important. This is her martyr stuff, okay? This is her save the day syndrome, her go-to girl syndrome. And that is actually really unhealthy. And I really think so many women know exactly what this feels like on some level. And so if bad things happen to you, it happens to me. See, the problem, Chelsea, is that he doesn't care. And most men don't care. They're so selfish and they have a death wish and they don't even respect human life, much less their own. So if they die, it's like whatever. If they don't even respect their life, they're not going to respect yours. So yeah, that's why men should not be leaders. Most men are terrible leaders because they don't even respect their own life. So when you put your life in their hand and assume that they're going to be a protector and provider, good luck. And then again, it's like, she might as well just be asking him like every day, like, when are you going to propose to me? When are we going to be married? You seem very desperate. Men love to prey on women who are this desperate. She may talk back to him. She may give him stuff. She may talk down to him and all that. But at the end of the day, when she says stuff like this, he knows that he has all the power. He knows this woman will never leave him because and he uses that power. He uses our desperation, our need to be picked, our need to be validated, our need to be that healer. They hold that over our head so that they always have the power in the situation. And so he finally says, that's the plan. Which, she literally had to say, stop, don't say love you, say I love you. This man, she's literally coaching him how to love her. And even this is not like, yeah, we'll be together. This is the plan. This is him being like, yeah, I might marry you one day. Like, seriously, this is the closest she's gonna get. The closest she's gonna get to him really committing to her, giving her any of that assurance that she needs, that he loves her, that he's not gonna leave her, that he cares about her. Yeah, that's the plan. And she's like, is it? Oh my God. Yeah, that's the plan. And she's just like, y'all, self-abandonment, no self-respect, no self-love here. That she is like, so she finally got what she wanted, which was for him to say, that's the plan. Oh my God. Linked forever. Do not let this be you, y'all. This man never loved her, didn't care about her at all, didn't even think about her. He's just lonely, doesn't have any friends. The only friend he does have is completely bonkers and just as self-destructive as him. This is the only time that we saw him actually happy to be with her. Literally the only time that he seemed the least bit happy. Like, he's just a grumpy old man, right? This is the only time that he's like has a smile. And that's because he just got back from, being Mr. Big Tough Guy, and then was out hanging out with, his friend and naked women all night. Had a great night out, then was like, okay, I'm done. And he had someone to come back to. All right, so a lot of men, what they look for in women is a sense of home. I actually briefly kind of dated a dude who literally said this out loud. It's like, yeah, I think like men think of women as home. So when we break up, like when we, go through breakup, we are lost because we don't have a home anymore. I don't want to be your home. Get your own home. Not only are they homosexuals, they use us as their sense of home. Now, if they gave us that in return, that's different. I don't want to be any man's home. So he's finally like, oh, cool, I have like a home to go back to. But he doesn't love her. He's going to be annoyed with her 24 hours after this, right? Luckily, they didn't have enough time for him to go back to hating her and ignoring her and talking down to her again. This man has not changed at all. The same man, but worse. Literally, the only time he really seemed to care if he lost her or not was when he literally unalived her by putting her in a situation where she had bullets coming at her. And if he really cared about her, he would have pushed her out of the way. He would have done something, but instead he's like, ping, 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 ping. Literally shooting at the people shooting at him so that they continue to shoot at him. And listen to what men say. Okay, I know they lie all the time, so you can't rip. But when they say, I don't deserve you, listen to them, believe. When they say, get the fuck out of here, listen to them. That means that they are unhinged and you are in danger. And she's all like, what are you gonna do? No, Rick, no, I gotta heal you. I gotta save you from yourself. And look what happened. Don't let this be you. This man had a death wish. He was a danger to himself. He was a danger to all these people. And, she doesn't even die in respect. She's like flopped over and he's the one Don't let this be you. This will be you. You may not die because of being with a broken man, but they will financially ruin you. They will ruin your reputation in the community. Because if you leave men like this, especially when they're at their worst, you look bad. So I don't care if you're going to look bad for a while, but the longer you stay with men like this, especially once they start to get really sick and just all kinds of stuff, you're going to look bad no matter what. Might as well get out before you end up like this. You will be financially ruined. You might die. Your confidence, anything that you have worked so hard for yourself, men like this will take it all away. It doesn't take long. I was not even with that hobosexual for a year. It was like maybe 10 months or less. We were officially together like maybe, 6 months. It took me years to recover from one dude. Okay? Years. I'm over 10 years out of that relationship, and it still impacts me. I'm still financially crawling out in financial ruins from that relationship, still recovering from that, still the trauma, EMDR, all the stuff that one relationship put me through. But at least I didn't end up like this. All for what? To heal him? To help him? You ain't helping anybody. You're not helping them, because the more you enable men like this, the longer they can continue to go on unhinged and doing whatever they want, because you're going to clean it up for them. We never let them hit a bottom by trying to save the day and help them and heal them. And if they do finally hit that bottom, a lot of times they take us down with them. Or even if you have a moment where you admit, to your own father that you're spoiled, and you're really struggling with the guilt of being so rich and spoiled. Your own father looks at you like this and is like, well, I guess I gotta heal her too. Do not be a man's peace. Do not be his martyr. Do not save him. Do not heal him. Do not be his free therapist. Like, I am telling you, these men will it is literally like having a tapeworm. And if you survive that tapeworm, it's not until you finally remove it that you realize how much they sucked out the life out of you. And it will take you a long time to recover. And I know that so many of us end up having to go through it before we'll listen to people like me. But if you can listen to me and see it happening, and at least see it sooner and do something sooner instead of dying because of these men, then good. Great. I know a lot of us, I had to learn the hard way, but if I had any education on this, if I really understood what I was up against, I may have not almost died learning that lesson. Thank God I didn't die learning my lesson. Chelsea did. Be more like Belinda. She's the only one in this whole show that might be okay. The rest of them are like not okay, dead, or just going to be miserable forever, or just wish they were dead. All right, follow my Patreon. I've got a live I had a watch party last night. It was super fun. I have a live coming up on Sunday. I'll announce more of that soon. That's how I'm paying all my bills right now, y'all. And I do travel content, personal stories. I do all kinds of stuff over there. Please support me over there if you can. Thank you, Patreon people. You are why I am able to do this still, because it is very... most people burn out after a while. So thank y'all, Patreon people. Or I'm just call it Matreon, right? Nicole says that. And let me know if you heard the comment song. Let me know if you want to hear more about the blonde bobs, because I like, now that the season's over, I have other stuff I need to focus on. But I have so much to say about a lot of these characters. Let me know if you want to hear which stuff you want to hear about, because I could still make a few more videos. Okay. Et voila. This is the French comment song of the 300-year-old house. And it's a little freaky deaky deaky, look at that. One showing comment song about my weekend. I went to this house, it's super old. No idea what's going on the ceiling, but it's painted by Italians a long time ago. Anyway, look at this room. This house is fascinating and old. And then it had some other weird stuff I'm gonna show you in a minute. Freaky deaky. Look at this, look at this, look at this. This is where I was this weekend. Wait, look at this, look at this. What the hell's going on here? Like, is this Beauty and the Beast? Beauty and what is this? I don't know. Join my Patreon. I'm doing a video about all this over there. Look at this French stuff, like what the hell, Napoleon? He's a super bad guy. Anyway, the French old house comments. Join my Patreon.